But first, most Victorians were scrambling today, as you would have seen in the news, to get hold of masks to be ready for Thursday's new law making them compulsory in most public settings. Now, the likes of Chemist Warehouse, for instance, have sold 1.5 million masks in just 24 hours. But watch that space, though, because like toilet paper, people can be prone to panic buy when panicked. And that's certainly the case in Victoria. Now, I'm not the only one suggesting that stocks may run out, by the way. Those lines at pharmacies today were just extraordinary. All the masks being given to school students, for instance, are just single-use masks. So let's hope Chairman Dan doesn't drop this ball as well. Police will be slapping people without a mask with a $200 fine. Now, for those living outside of Melbourne and the Mitchell Shire, the law will not apply, but it's being recommended that they wear one in circumstances where social distancing is difficult. Look, I've learnt to understand the need to make masks compulsory right now, at least in Melbourne, because there's been new research published in the Lancet which has recorded a reduction in infections in cities where masks are worn. I should say other eminent experts are questioning whether that research should be taken on its own. Now, there has been more research cited overnight at the Atlantic University in Florida. It's being recommended to prevent the wearer from spreading infected droplets from their mouths when they sneeze or talk. I'll take that as a valid recommendation. But that first publication was close to 4 weeks ago. So the point I want to make here is, why does it take Victoria's Chief Health Officer and Chairman Dan to act on those findings? Even if you consider that the second wave began to hit the state, say, 2 weeks ago, they could have made masks compulsory then. So back then, they weren't convinced about the science, and now all of a sudden they are? And more importantly, how can you enforce mask wearing but not enforce testing of those in quarantine? Now, New South Wales has a tough regime for those who refuse a test. It is the right measure to take. But the Victorian government wants to go it alone. And its equally as soft health department are so squeamish about this, so careful about protecting the civil rights of those in the Socialist Republic, that they won't force anyone to get a test. In fact, they were paying public housing tenants in those towers cash money to take a test, would you believe? But is wearing a mask every day for the next 3 months, maybe, some will be wearing it all day, by the way, not more invasive and life-changing than a test? I think it is more invasive, and definitely not as life-saving as a test. Only in Victoria.